Hey everyone, this is my first attempt at using screencast on the OnePlus One. I knew that it was here, but I've always wanted to check it out, see what it looked like, see what I can do with it. So this is my attempt at just using it and showing what it can do, and at the same time I'm going to go through some of the features that I think that I like about the phone that you can do that maybe you might not have known about. A few of them, as you notice, that I'm flipping through the screen here, if you go real slow, you see my style of going from page to page is flipping, and you can change your style of how you go about the home screen, or even my apps here. You see how I scroll through my apps, it looks a little bit different. It kind of rolls through rather than flips through. How you do that is touch down on a blank screen like this, like you're going to add a widget, but instead of adding the widget, if you see these three little dots right here above the widget sign right there, click on those, and here you've got quite a few neat options that I like. Right there at the top it says search bar off, and if you notice at the top of every home page when you first get your phone, it has that Google search bar, and if you don't want the Google search bar there, you can take it off and gives you a little bit more space on the screen, which I like. I don't use the Google search bar so much, I just go into Chrome, but anyway, you have an option to turn it off there. And also here is where you see scroll effect, and I have it on flip, and if you go open up scroll effect, here's where you just get quite a few options of different methods that your screen can go from one to the other, from page to page. You can turn labels off. You can have your wallpaper scroll to, and things like that. Another neat thing that I just recently found is this thing called grid size right here. If you go to grid size, you can customize the size of your apps here. When you get the phone, you'll first notice that you have 4 rows and 4 columns of apps. But if you look at my screen here, you notice I have 5 rows of apps because I've made it to do that. You can also make it go 5 by 5, 6 by 6, or whatever you want. You can customize it to do that, which I like, because then you can make other widgets a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Like this one is technically a 2-row widget, but I have it for 3 rows. So I think that's a pretty neat option. Another thing that I like is, if I go to the lock screen, if you set your security settings on lock screen to the slider here, with the slider you can add shortcuts. And so you see I just have one camera shortcut here. So from the lock screen I can just go like this and go to my camera, and it will open my camera. I can't see it because I'm in the dark right now. But to change that, you go to settings, into your lock screen, and here's your slider shortcuts. And so you can change and you can add and delete and make these shortcuts from your lock screen. So right from the beginning, without even opening your phone, you can go to any shortcut that you'd like. I really like that. I think that's pretty neat. Just a few little shortcuts you can add. Another option I like is your notification light on the top of your phone, outside of the screen, on top of your phone when you get like a missed call or missed message and you have your light blink. You can change its color, obviously if you haven't figured that out, but you can really customize it if you go down to your settings and display and lights, and I think it's down here. Lights, and you click on that pulse notification light, and here is where you can add any app and tell it what color you want that message to be from that app. So if you look here, I've got if I get a missed call or a voicemail, it's going to blink green. If I get an email, which is my cloud magic, if I get an email, it's going to blink blue. Through my messaging app, which I use Chomp SMS right here, through my messaging app, I have it be red, so it's a red if I get a text message. That's kind of neat that you can customize that. So without even turning your phone on, you can just look at the notification light and know what you're missing, whether it's an email or a voicemail or whatever. Speaking of Chomp, I don't know what kind of SMS message you are are using. There's quite a few out there that you can choose from. I like Chomp. It works really well. You can customize your colors, your fonts, what everything looks like. I can go here and you can see I have different, you can change all of your background, your color your fonts, and style. It's pretty neat. It's a good one. It works really well. The other thing that you can do that I like, one more thing before I close, is with the weather widget. I'm a weather widget guy, or a weather app guy. You guys might not be, so it might not be relevant, but there's a few apps out there that I really like the weather app, but their widget I don't like. It's not really visually appealing, and I don't like it. And I've come across many that are just vice versa, that have a great widget that looks great, but the app itself isn't that great. What I found here is, if you see my weather widget here, it's through what's called Cronus right here, right there. And with this one, you can tell it what to do when you click on the widget. So I set up my weather widget here, which is through Cronus, but it uses Yahoo Weather here, you can see. But the weather app I like is Weather Underground. I just don't like Weather Underground's widget. So with Cronus, I can have this weather widget here, and when I touch the weather widget, it will open up Weather Underground. And so I like that. It's pretty neat. And you can have it do whatever. You can, whenever you touch this weather widget, it'll open up anything else. But that's just a few of the things that I like. And if you heard that, that was my wife laughing at me because I'm being a nerd in here. Well, that's my first attempt at screencast. Hopefully you got some kind of neat thing out of there. See ya.